Story 1, alcohol. I just cannot stand the taste. I have tried. I have put in the hours with beer, wine, and spirits, all sorts. And so far, after 35 years, I still hate it. Story 2, group vacations. There is nothing like paying hundreds of dollars just to argue over dinner spots, fake laugh at inside jokes you are not part of, and discover that Becky does not tip. I would rather vacation alone with my Wi-Fi and emotional stability. Thank you. Story 3, celebrity culture. There are many talented artists I prefer to follow and support in real life. Thank you. Story 4, social media. Phones, texting, constant contact with others, constant stimulation. I understand I am on Reddit typing this, but the amount of mindless scrolling I do on an anonymous app is nothing compared to what I watch other people do. I spend time with friends, and it's just the top of their heads or the back of their phones. People get a text and must look and respond immediately. Some are sending selfies and GIFs at midnight. I'm convinced if you ask someone how old they were when they got their first legitimate smartphone, that's the age they stopped having a personality. I don't care about the meme you saw. I'm not stopping what I'm doing to respond to your text this very second. I'm not spending hours doom scrolling. Get a personality and maybe a life. Story 5. Delivery for everything that you can easily pick up yourself is a huge waste of money. When it comes to food, it reduces the quality as items become cold, soggy, and wilted. Story 6. Summer. I don't need to be sweating and heat exhausted from May to September. Give me 50 degrees Fahrenheit all the time. Story 7. TikTok has completely ruined the youth. All sense of individuality is gone. They all use the same horrendous vocabulary, such as bro is cooked, not to mention the hypersexualization of everything. It gives the worst kind of people huge platforms to spread nonsense. Story 8. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I love peanut butter. Jam on toast can be tasty. Stuck together between two slices of bread, they are weird-tasting glue. Yuck. Story 9. Drugs, especially marijuana. I never understood this obsession many people have with letting everyone know they are using it. Story 10. Going to concerts is very expensive, often too loud to actually hear the music, and there is a risk of crowd violence or shootings. No thank you. Story 11. Weed. I am in Canada, and it is legal here to smoke, but it smells like skunk to me. Every corner of the city is full of weed smokers, and it is overwhelming, especially since I have a young child too. Story 12. Sunbathing and getting a tan can be harmful. Standing in the sun for hours is pure torture and damages your skin DNA. Story 13. Celebrity worship. I hate when people talk about their favorite actors or influencers as if they are the ones who gave them life. Story 14. The standard Adam Sandler movies. I have no desire to see a bunch of people get drunk and act foolish. I have experienced enough of that in real life. I certainly do not need to pay for that type of entertainment. Story 15. Following the crowd is common for social acceptance, but it is obvious and embarrassing when people pretend to like something. It is more genuine not to fake interest. Story 16. Concerts. I really enjoy music, but giant stadiums are a pain to get to. Tickets and drinks are overpriced, and since they happen at night, I feel exhausted the next day. Story 17. Taylor Swift. I just don't get it. Usually, pop stars have something going for them. Great looks, amazing voice, great charisma, but she has none of these. She just has a massive propaganda machine behind her, and humans are very malleable. It is very easy to tell the population what to love. It is just insane to me how someone with her looks and talent is getting talked about in the same breath as Michael Jackson, Prince, and Elvis-type megastars. Story 18. Steak. A fancy steakhouse is lost on me, unfortunately. I am not even a vegetarian, but I hate the texture. I have tried all different cuts and kinds. I especially hate it if I get gristle or wads of fat that you just cannot break down and chew. Story 19. Pickles. I don't care if they are on burgers, in sandwiches, or served as a fun snack at parties. Keep that weird, crunchy vinegar flavor away from me. Story 20. Watching unboxing videos is literally just watching people open packages, especially when the person actually knows what they are getting because they ordered it. The blind unboxing is unfathomable as well. This is similar to watching videos of people gaming. I understand if you are doing it to learn how to do something yourself, but I cannot understand why you would want to watch someone else having fun that you could be having yourself. Story 21. Taylor Swift is just another billionaire who is single-handedly causing more greenhouse gases daily than some people will in a year or less. Story 22. Most reality television I hate except for cooking shows, which I guess are somewhat reality shows but nothing like the Kardashians, Real Housewives, or those dumb dating shows. Story 23. Snow. I hate the snow. It is pretty for about an hour, but then it turns to nasty mud slush, and it is easy to get stuck. I have to scrape my window in the freezing cold. I really dislike snow. Story 24. Babies are unpleasant and messy. Keep the dirt, saliva, drool, and vomit away from me. Story 25. Less so since J.K. Rowling became controversial, but certainly when the first few movies were released, people were very excited, and it was all anyone would talk about. Story 26. Popular light fiction writing. I am talking Colleen Hoover, Frida McFadden, Abby Jimenez, Emily Henry, all that romantic comedy and romantic fantasy content. It is the mental equivalent of cotton candy, satisfying in the moment but with no lasting impact. I do not need to read only difficult highbrow literature, but I want decent storytelling with sophisticated vocabulary and sentence structure. Story 27. I feel bad, but dog owners in our neighborhood need to be more responsible. Dogs are often getting loose, killing cats, and attacking other dogs on walks. There is feces all over the parks and sidewalks. This needs to be addressed. Story 28. Dogs, specifically ill-trained and poorly cared for dogs, can smell bad, cover you in a thick coat of saliva as they lick you, scratch your thighs by jumping on you, and are very loud. A well-tempered, well-cared for, sweet dog is a completely different experience, and I understand the appeal. In my personal experience, however, well-cared-for dogs are rare. Story 29. Football, also known as soccer, never appealed to me, but it kept being presented to me through advertisements, friends, strangers, and television. Football is everywhere, and it made me dislike the sport. I am much less bothered now, but when I was younger, football really annoyed me. Even so, if my wife watches it, rarely when her country plays in the World Cup, I leave the room and find something else to do. I cannot stand the sound of the crowd. It is like horrible white noise. I was always told I should go to a match to get into it. I tried that and left at halftime because I was so bored. Story 30. Salted caramel. Whenever it first became popular, I tried it, found it terrible, and thought, these companies introduce new flavors all the time. At least this one will not be around very long. That was 10 to 15 years ago. Story 31. Coffee, alcohol, clubbing, sex with strangers, smoking, drugs, hanging out in groups with more than 6 people. I somewhat see how I might be interpreted as boring, but I just hate the taste of alcohol and coffee, no matter how much sugar, creamer, or soda I add. Clubbing is not as fun as dancing with my friends at home and making silly videos. Sex with random people is not my preference. Smoking and drugs make me vomit. Large groups can become a bit toxic, at least in the ones I have been in. People tend to feel left out, and it requires a lot of effort to ensure everyone feels included. Story 32. Live music shows are loud, crowded, and everyone is intoxicated or under the influence of something. It is an absolutely horrible experience every time I have tried to attend. I have not been to a live music show in years and do not miss it at all. Story 33. Sushi does not appeal to me at all. Also, boating is difficult because I suffer from motion sickness. I have already had skin cancer in my 30s due to a severe sunburn as a young teenager. Story 34. Makeup, I can't even use it because I have this feeling that it can change someone's features so much, the texture of the skin and so on, that I fear I will feel like a totally different person after I remove it. I might start hating the natural way I look, and I also think it is an unnecessary expense. Story 35. Pop, rap, rhythm and blues and country music mixed together? Terrible. I dislike it. If you are both country and rap, you are neither. Story 36. Modern anime. Bear with me. I do watch the new releases, but I really cannot stand the way anime has looked for a few years now. All those overstimulating lights, glitter, fast-paced cuts, and scenes. I am not fond of it at all. I also highly dislike the way fights are portrayed now, especially by the studio Mappa. But then again, I also really dislike the entire way of modern animation. Very few people I have met prefer the animation styles from the 1980s up to around 2012. I want my long, quiet shots from Evangelion, my visual breaks and time to ponder and feel. Story 37. Bisexual women. I am one of them, or I used to be. I am one of the few with integrity. They always stab you in the back for a man. I guess biology does win. There is not one woman I have dated who has not betrayed me for a man. It is not that they left. It is the betrayal of trust. Women are ruthless, but so are men. They are just less conniving about it. It is a tough month for pride. Fletcher and JoJo are straight again. It is definitely the year of men, astrologically. I do not think I will ever date a woman again. They love me, but they love their husbands, boyfriends, or male situationships more. I need to have really strong boundaries with women to protect myself. Maybe female attraction is a backup mechanism for survival. Like when men are not available, get killed off or whatever in the wilderness, there is a mechanism that causes women to take on masculine energy to protect the species. I do not know, but it feels like that. We are all just animals at the beginning and end of the day. So I do not know. Love? What even is that anymore? Every institution is crumbling, including marriage. Women are attracted to men or whatever passes as man these days. I cannot date women, cannot date men. No one is serious. I cannot stand the unreliability, the duplicity, the chaos, the drama. Can there just be love, peace, and stability without boredom or emotional unavailability? I do not mean boredom in an unhealthy sense. I mean the empty space and disconnect of avoidant love. So yeah, I cannot stand love anymore. It is not even real. It is mostly a trap of self-undoing for all of us. Story 38. Friends, the television show, is overrated and cringeworthy. All of my own friends who like it have a distorted sense of reality compared to my friends who do not care for it. Story 39. Consumerism, especially convenience-based consumerism, is everywhere I look all the time. It has reached a point where consumerism in the United States is outrageous. Fast fashion, fast food, fast everything. People do not seem to realize that the cost of this behavior is much higher than anyone thinks. For example, DoorDash and other third-party straight-to-your-door delivery services are selfish, wasteful, and privileged. It seems like people no longer consider fixing something when it breaks. Instead, they think, I will just buy a new one and throw the old broken one away. While this statement is exaggerated, the idea is clear. We are accelerating our own extinction by allowing this type of convenience industry to exist. Story 40. Alcohol. I despise the taste of every drink. It is all unpleasant. At 33, I do not care for gatherings larger than 3 or 4 people. I am not interested in awkward interactions with my friends' acquaintances. I am aware that this makes me somewhat of a crank, but I am okay with it. Story 41. Summer. I hate hot weather and bugs. Too many people are out and about. Being hot is very uncomfortable, and the sun gives me a headache. Story 42. Pulp Fiction. I hate that movie with the burning fire of 1,000 suns. Actually, I pretty much despise every Quentin Tarantino movie except From Dusk Till Dawn, and that is because he gets a stake in the heart in it. Story 43. Vaping and alcohol feature studies. I know not everyone seems to love vaping, but I have seen my fair share of people advocating for it. Story 44. Disney World. I enjoyed visiting Disney as a child, but I have no desire to return. My family cannot believe I feel this way, but they can all go, and I will enjoy my time at home. Story 45. Traveling for pleasure. I feel so meaningless in tourist crowds. I need to be on a business trip, have a goal and a purpose. It is strange because compared to my peers in the industry, I am not a workaholic at all. Story 46. Ranch dressing and dunking pizza in it. Well, let's just say seeing that happen makes me think rude thoughts about the person dunking. Story 47. I would rather eat air and drink hope and a dream before I ever eat Chipotle. I don't know if it's mukbangs that have grossed me out or if it's just the way the food looks, but I'm good. Story 48. This might be specific, but the Animal Crossing New Horizons villager Judy. I think she is unattractive and her eyes creep me out, but everyone seems to love her, and I do not understand it at all. Story 49. Disney is expensive, loud, and hot. I never got into the mouse. The only thing that is even palatable is the upscale Disney boutique that has everything Disney. Want a flawless diamond engagement ring? Here is one in the shape of Mickey. I grudgingly appreciate that kind of dedication to mouse and luxury. Story 50. Small talk. Just let me sit in silence, even if it is awkward. I am totally comfortable and fine with not talking. Story 51. Nintendo. I'm in my 40s and was happy as a child picking up my bundle today for the new Nintendo Switch 2. The majority of adults I know dislike video games. Story 52. Smartphones are everywhere and it is overwhelming. It is not just children. People driving, people in public, and even family members in private, personal settings all have their faces glued to screens seeking an instant dopamine hit. I had one once and immediately switched back to a flip phone. It was obnoxious and unnecessary. I never looked back. Story 53. Streamers. I legitimately do not understand the appeal of watching people overreact while playing games. I love YouTube documentaries, some long plays, and the occasional polished list video, but I have skipped every streamed video from a channel I am subscribed to. I would not go near Twitch if my digital life depended on it. Story 54. Rihanna. I only like one song from her, and that's Fresh Off the Runway. Her music just doesn't please my ears and feels boring to listen to. I understand people not liking Taylor Swift or Beyoncé, but I can name music from both that I really like and even consider favorites. Story 55. Partying really hard. I don't know why I physically feel sick at club-like parties. Something about the vibe in those places settles so wrong with me. Story 56. Sushi. I'm sorry. I've tried it. I'm not talking about California rolls or any of the beginner sushi. I'm talking about the real stuff with raw fish. I don't get it. The texture is all wrong. The taste is wrong. Everything about it is wrong. But you haven't had good sushi, is all. Yes. Yes, I have. I've had it from Nobu and still dislike it. I can appreciate it, but I don't have to like it if that makes sense. Story 57. I will probably get a lot of criticism, but anime is not for me. I do not hate it. I just do not care for it. I do not understand why others enjoy it. Story 58. Piper Raquel and her drama are so blatantly obvious. She is doing it for views, and so are the people she associates with. I understand if it is her mom, but come on, how do people fall for their nonsense? It is seriously annoying how she gets 50,000 likes in under an hour, and it's like, oh my God, he is cheating again. Even though I post about my ex non-stop, who cares? Genuinely, I do not see how it is entertaining. She posts sexualized content when she is 17 and even went to the BOP house, which is full of OnlyFans women. I do not get it, genuinely. Story 59. Clubbing. I never understood it and do not feel like I have missed out on anything. If anyone feels sorry for me, my older brother partied enough for both of us. Even as a teenager at our house parties, I did not get the hype. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.